365.
Hi, and welcome to another video. I'm here with Toelle.
Hey,
Good to see you.
glad to be here.
We're gonna talk about compliance, records management, and all the things that are currently changing in our world. And we were having a discussion 2 days ago about the role of the record manager. So how would you explain how this role is changing, and what should record managers start doing differently?
Yeah, I think, I get to talk to a lot of records managers in my role, and what I'm finding is again and again, they feel that their knowledge is undervalued. IT is not paying attention to them, the business isn't engaging with them to identify and raise the quality of their records. And so what I've seen be successful in a couple of city governments so far is this idea of a records manager becoming an agent of transformation. So how do you digitally transform your business processes to increase the quality of information and of course integrate records management throughout the process?
Yeah, so it's really like re-evaluating the processes that are in place and see how that could change things, looking at the new technologies and the new world we live in. Of course, compliance is also changing. So would you have any examples of these changes that they could make?
Sure. So I think it's starting with working with one of the business units. So there's an example I've heard where there's a city agency, they receive requests from customers, so they need a record of the request. Then they produce some documents based on this request. Maybe it's issuing permits or something similar. So they need to keep a copy of the permit and the decision-making process around that. And then they need to send that back, of course, to the person that requested it. So they need to be able to document that the person received it and when it was sent. So of course you can see very clearly there's records throughout that. But that process may be very manual in the organization right now. It may be all done email and manually. And with Microsoft 365, there's a lot of opportunities to automate that with Power Automate or workflow and forms. And so what the records manager can do is help connect those dots together.
Yeah. So it's looking at this new tool set, which is available to do more automation, and because I would actually say that more and more of these processes can get automated by really leveraging the tool set which is now available. Mm-hmm. And is the role of these records management, are they like the organizers? Are they could look at the process, but then they should collaborate with IT or the digital transformation team, or how do you envision that collaboration?
Yeah, it's a really good question. And actually the answer to that is going to depend on the organization and the organization's culture. Mm-hmm. But there's a couple requirements that you should fulfill. So number one, someone needs to be an expert on the technology and how it's changing. Whether that's the records manager or someone in IT that they collaborate with, you just need to check that box. Number two, someone needs to be in charge of the quality of these solutions. So what's the testing checklist you go through in the process? Again, it might end up being the records manager, it might be someone in IT. And there's a couple other things as well. Those are the main ones. It's going to depend, the organization, and then also the skill sets of the individuals we're dealing with and their interests. So no clear answer, but we have requirements.
Yes. All right. So I think that's clear, and I think that's a message we should start spreading and making people aware of the capabilities that are around to improve the records management process and to automate that using the current components within SharePoint, within Power Platform. But also a lot of things have been added to the Compliance Center. Mm-hmm. Would there be one specific component that could help in these processes regarding the records management process, or that you want to highlight, which your favorite? Or
well, the other way that records managers are becoming more and more relevant in organizations is by partnering with security. So in the Compliance Center, your security people are working with information protection to apply classifications for security called sensitivity labels. They're working with data loss prevention, which provides rules about how the information can move around the organization. The thing is, the records manager is the expert on the information in the organization. They're an asset to the people who are designing these security solutions to figure out where the highest risk data resides so they can make the best decisions about how to protect it. And then, of course, the Microsoft 365 records management solutions use some of the same components as these security solutions. So you're building on each other's work as well.
Yeah.
And as an added bonus, all three of the things I mentioned are in the same add-on license called the Information Protection and Governance license.
Yeah. So that's actually a pretty important add-on to seriously consider if organizations haven't done so, to really make a next step in building a foundation on to organize these processes.
Yeah, if your organization's not ready to buy all of the E5 compliance features, you can purchase just those three with this license.
Yeah. Clear? Well, with that, I want to conclude this short interview and thank you very much for elaborating us on this topic.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.
365 apps.